cans of fruit?
3 cans of fruit, 4 cans of vegetables, 2 sauces, 2 boxes of noodles.
Right, elbow macaroni. And then one of the sauces, it was the meat sauce, and one was traditional because there weren't 2 meat sauces available.
Right.
We wanted, instead of getting a 3rd can of fruit, we wanted to try to find some tea bags, but all they had was a high-end brand, a little box of tea that was $3.89, so there wasn't Louisiana or Lipton, so you didn't see,
Right.
you know.
So, and that's why, so what we do, and Nikki and I, when we first started this, some of the reasons we do the processed food that we do is our residents are going to eat ramen noodles regardless. That is kind of I grew up in poverty. It's not this quirky college thing. That's what's available. So we do ramen noodles and we supplement with recipes that match whatever fresh produce we have and ask them to consider, even if they won't do that recipe, to switch out the sodium packet basically for low sodium broth or stock. And that at least helps. You can use 2 packages of ramen noodles. Typically we have some sort of canned meat and produce, and you can make a really cool little inventive meal that'll feed a family of 4, and it's reasonably healthy for what it is.
Right, and in Publix, I just realized there was the bag of rice and then 3 cans of the cream of chicken, so it was making casserole. I had the idea for us to make a chicken casserole.
Oh yeah,
So-
and that was the 2 cans of soup too.
There were 3.
So we teach, I used to work in high-end culinary, really cool restaurants. Did any of you watch Chopped?
Yeah.
So Aaron Sanchez is on there. I opened his last venture and it didn't succeed past 4 years, but in Kansas City it was Mestizo. And I used to work at those kind of concepts. The residents that we work with, there's a dollar store relatively close. So we teach a class on how you can make relatively healthy meals with dollar store purchases and then just supplementing your EBT benefits to get your fresh items. And that's really been where we've engaged the most conversation around healthy eating. So what else did you notice?
Okay, I noticed in the other neighborhoods that we went to, instead of a dollar store, there was Family Dollar and Dollar Tree. And they are more expensive than a dollar store. When you go into Family Dollar, everything is not,
It's not a dollar.
And,
Dollar Tree should be $1. Dollar General is not.
the Dollar General,
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
where
Dollar
there's a
Tree.
lot of myth, and the marketing is specifically targeted at poor neighborhoods. And David and I have written a proposal too. We actually go a little bit further than calling it just food insecurity. We call it violence.
yeah.
And it's not just systemic violence, which it absolutely is, but it's intentional personal violence that marks bodies with diabetes, with cardiovascular disease, with asthma, with all sorts of other things. So in the same way that we want to protest acts of war, acts of violence against our black and brown neighbors, this is one other way that there is violence.
And the one neighborhood we went in that the slumlords had, where they are living in those houses
Lakeside.
with boards.
Lakeside.
And I'm sorry, I know it's me. My white privilege is like, I want to go and tell somebody you can't treat people that
Now,
way.
Lakeside, Nikki might not know this, because Nikki was here at the beginning when we had Marky, who was our little slumlord, and his name was Marky. And Marky took about 1,700 phone calls to even allow us to come in. We don't go into any neighborhood that we don't have either an invitation, permission, or some sort of relationship that allows us to be there. There are a couple other places that'll just kind of roll into neighborhoods, and that's cool. But we just don't do that. That's part of our theology and part of our respect for the neighborhoods.